Chosen ones, this message could save your life. You're not here by chance. A divine force has brought you to this moment, to hear words that will shift your path forever. Something extraordinary is unfolding, and it's time to open your eyes to the truth. God has a plan for you, one that protects, uplifts, and sets you free from the chains holding you back. This isn't just about hope, it's about survival, transformation, and stepping into the life you were always meant to live. Stay with me, because every word here is for you, and it could change everything. Your life is under divine protection. God has placed a shield around you, one that no force seen or unseen can break. Think about the moments you've escaped danger, the times you felt a nudge to avoid a path, or the sudden clarity that kept you safe. That wasn't luck. That was God's hand guiding you, whispering, "Not yet, chosen one. Your purpose is too great." Right now, as you listen, that same protection is at work. It's a wall of light, guarding your spirit, your body, and your future. To amplify this energy, pause and type 777" the comments below. It's a signal to the universe that you're ready to receive this divine safeguard. The world throws chaos at you daily: stress, doubt, fear. It's designed to make you forget who you are. But you're not like everyone else. You're marked by God, chosen for a mission that shakes the foundations of darkness. When life feels heavy, it's not because you're weak. It's because the enemy knows your power and wants to dim it. Every struggle you've faced, every sleepless night, every moment of uncertainty was a test to forge you into something unbreakable. You've walked through fires that would have consumed others, and you're still here, standing tall. That's not an accident. That's divine strength. Pause for a second and think about the battles you've already won. The job you thought you'd lose but kept. The illness you overcame against the odds. The betrayal that hurt but didn't break you. Those weren't random victories. They were God's way of showing you that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Isaiah 54:17 says it clearly. No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. Your life is a living testament to this promise. Type 777" the comments now to claim that victory, to let the heavens know you're standing firm. This message is your wake-up call. The enemy wants you distracted, scrolling mindlessly, chasing temporary fixes. But God is calling you to focus. Your life isn't meant to be a cycle of survival. It's meant to be a story of triumph. Right now, forces are aligning to pull you into a new season. Doors you didn't even know existed are about to open. Opportunities for healing, wealth, and purpose are waiting. But you have to choose to step forward. Hit that like button to send a signal to the universe that you're ready for what's coming. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls walking this path with you. The devil doesn't want you to hear this. Darkness thrives when you doubt your worth, when you think you're just another face in the crowd. But you're not. You're a light that pierces shadows, a force that shifts realities. The enemy has tried to silence you through fear, rejection, even pain. Yet here you are, still listening, still standing. That's because God's purpose for you is unstoppable. Psalm 23:4 says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." You've walked those valleys, and God has never left your side. Let's talk about what's coming. This message isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. God is preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies. Picture it, a feast of abundance, peace, and joy, right in the middle of the chaos that tried to break you. Your health is being restored. Your finances are shifting toward overflow. Relationships that drained you are being replaced with connections that uplift you. This isn't a dream, it's a promise. Type 777 in the comments to declare you're ready for this divine shift. The world will tell you to hustle, to grind, to fight for every scrap. But God says, rest in me. Your strength doesn't come from striving, it comes from surrender. When you let go of control and trust God's plan, miracles happen. Look at Joseph, sold into slavery, imprisoned, forgotten, yet he never stopped trusting, and in a single moment, God lifted him from the pit to the palace. Your moment is coming. It might feel far off, but it's closer than you think. Every step you've taken, every tear you've shed, has been leading you to this. You're not just surviving, you're being reshaped. God is chiseling away the doubts, the fears, the old patterns that kept you small. It hurts sometimes, doesn't it? Letting go of what's familiar. Even if it's toxic, feels like losing a part of yourself. But what you're losing isn't you. It's the weight that was never meant to stay. God is making you lighter, stronger, ready for the life He's designed. Romans 12:2 says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That transformation is happening now, in this very moment. The enemy thought they could stop you. They sent distractions, setbacks, people who didn't understand your calling. But every attempt to derail you has only made you stronger. Think about David facing Goliath. The world saw a boy with a sling. God saw a king with a destiny. You're that king, that queen, standing before your giant. And just like David, you're not fighting alone. God's power is in you, ready to topple anything standing in your way. Type 777 one last time to seal this truth in your spirit. This message could save your life because it's a reminder of who you are. You're not defined by your mistakes, your struggles, or what others think of you. You're defined by God's promise. He's called you by name, set you apart, and placed a fire in your soul that nothing can extinguish. Right now, as you listen, that fire is growing. It's burning away doubt, fear, and anything that's held you back. You're stepping into a new chapter, one where you walk in power, not pain. Your past doesn't own you. The mistakes, the regrets, the times you fell, they're not your story's end. They're the setup for your comeback. Look at Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times. He could have let shame define him, but God had other plans. Peter became the rock on which the church was built. Your failures are just stepping stones to your purpose. God is turning your scars into stars, your pain into power. Embrace that truth and watch how your life changes. The world is loud, isn't it? Voices telling you you're not enough, that you'll never make it, that your dreams are too big. But God's voice is louder. He's saying, "You are mine. I've chosen you. Your life is in my hands." When you tune out the noise and listen to Him, everything shifts. Clarity comes. Peace settles in. You start seeing the path ahead, not as a maze, but as a straight line to your destiny. Hit that like button to amplify this truth. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls claiming their divine path. Sometimes, the greatest danger isn't what's outside, it's what's within. The thoughts that tell you to give up, to settle, to shrink, those aren't your thoughts. They're lies planted to steal your purpose. John 10:10 says, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life, and have it to the full." God's plan for you is a full life overflowing with purpose, joy, and impact. Reject the lies. Claim the truth. You're not here to survive. You're here to shine. This message is your lifeline because it pulls you back to your center. You've been distracted, pulled in 1,000 directions, but God is calling you back. Back to your purpose, back to your power, back to the truth that you're chosen. Right now, forces of darkness are trembling because you're waking up. They've tried to keep you small, but you're rising. Your light is breaking through, and nothing can stop it. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden." Let's talk about what's at stake. If you ignore this message, you risk staying stuck, trapped in cycles of doubt, fear, and lack. But if you grab hold of it, if you let these words sink into your soul, everything changes. Your health, your wealth, your relationships, they're all tied to this moment of decision. Will you keep running from your calling, or will you step into it? God is opening doors, but you have to walk through them. Trust Him. Take the step. Your life depends on it. The beauty of this moment is that you're not alone. Thousands of chosen ones are waking up right now, just like you. They're hearing this same call, feeling this same fire. You're part of a movement, a divine shift that's shaking the world. When you comment, when you like, when you subscribe, you're joining a community of souls who refuse to stay small. You're saying, "I'm here, I'm ready, I'm chosen." That's power. That's purpose. That's the life God has for you. Your enemies, seen and unseen, are watching. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they could predict your fall. But God is rewriting their story. Every plan they made against you is crumbling. Every lie they told is being exposed. Psalm 91:7 says, "1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you." You're untouchable because God's hand is on you. Your life is His, and He's not done with you yet. This message is urgent because time is short. The world is shifting, and God is moving quickly. Opportunities are aligning, but they won't wait forever. You've felt it, haven't you? That pull in your spirit, that sense that something big is coming. It's not your imagination. It's God preparing you for what's next. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let doubt steal your moment. Step forward with boldness, knowing God has already cleared the path. Your transformation isn't just for you. It's for everyone watching, your family, your friends, even strangers who see your light. When you rise, you give others permission to rise. When you heal, you show others healing is possible. When you walk in abundance, you prove God's promises are real. Your life is a testimony, a living proof that God keeps His word. Deuteronomy 28:2 says, "All these blessings will come on you and accompany you if you obey the Lord your God." Obey His call. Step into your purpose. The enemy's greatest weapon is distraction. They want you busy, stressed, chasing things that don't matter. But God is calling you to focus. Strip away the noise. Let go of what's holding you back, whether it's a toxic relationship, a dead-end job, or a mindset that keeps you small. This is your moment to break free. God is handing you the keys to a life of freedom, purpose, and power. Will you take them? Type 777 one last time to declare you're claiming those keys. Your life is a battlefield, but you're not fighting alone. God is your shield, your sword, your victory. Every step you take in faith weakens the enemy's grip. Every moment you choose trust over fear, you reclaim ground. You're not just surviving this war, you're winning it. Look at Esther, a woman who risked everything to save her people. She didn't have an army, but she had God's favor, and that was enough. You have that same favor. It's time to use it. This message could save your life because it's a call to action, God isn't just speaking, He's moving. Right now, He's aligning people, resources, and opportunities to propel you forward. But you have to meet Him halfway. Trust His timing, act on His guidance, let go of what's safe, and step into what's possible. Your life isn't meant to be ordinary. It's meant to be extraordinary, a testament to God's power and love. The world will try to pull you back. People will doubt you. Circumstances will test you. But none of that changes who you are. You're chosen, you're called, you're protected. Psalm 139:14 says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. You're not a mistake. You're a masterpiece, crafted by God for a purpose only you can fulfill. Let that truth sink in. Let it anchor you when the storms come. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The moment you've been praying for, the answer you've been waiting for, it's on its way. God doesn't delay. He delivers right on time. Think about Lazarus, dead for 4 days. Yet Jesus called him out of the tomb. What looks dead in your life, your dreams, your hope, your future, God can resurrect. Trust Him. Keep listening. This message is your lifeline, pulling you toward the life you were born to live. The enemy wants you to feel alone, but you're not. God is with you, and so are thousands of chosen ones walking this same path. When you hit that like button, when you subscribe, you're joining a family of souls who believe in God's promises. You're saying, I'm not giving up. I'm not backing down. That's power. That's faith. That's the strength of a chosen one. Keep going. Your life is worth fighting for. Every challenge you faced has been preparation. The tears, the losses, the moments you thought you wouldn't make it, they've shaped you into a warrior. God didn't bring you this far to leave you. He's building you, refining you, making you ready for what's next. Philippians 1:6 says, He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning. Embrace this moment. Let it save your life. The world is watching, chosen one. Your light isn't just for you, it's for everyone trapped in darkness. When you rise, you show others they can rise. When you heal, you prove healing is real. When you walk in God's purpose, you become a beacon of hope. This message is your call to stand tall, to shine brighter, to live the life God designed for you. Don't shrink back. Don't give in. Your life is too precious, too powerful, to be anything less than extraordinary. God is moving in ways you can't yet see. Right now, He's shifting circumstances, opening doors, and clearing obstacles. You might not feel it, but it's happening. Faith isn't about seeing the whole path, it's about taking the next step. And that step starts now. Trust God's voice. Trust this message. It's not just words, it's a lifeline pulling you toward a future filled with purpose, peace, and power. Keep listening. Keep believing. Your life depends on it. The enemy's lies are loud, but God's truth is louder. The world will tell you you're not enough, that your dreams are impossible, that your struggles define you. But God says, you are mine. You are enough. Your dreams are my plans. Every time you choose to believe Him over the noise, you take back ground, you reclaim your power, you step closer to the life He's promised. This message is your reminder to keep choosing Him. Your life is a testimony, chosen one. Every scar, every victory, every moment you kept going, it all points to God's faithfulness. People will look at you and see His power. They'll see someone who faced the impossible and came out stronger. That's why this message matters. It's not just about saving your life, it's about showing the world what God can do. Let your story shine. Let your light break through. You were born for this. The storms you faced weren't meant to destroy you. They were meant to reveal you. Every time you thought you'd break, God was there, holding you together. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." He's been close to you, even in your darkest moments. And now, He's lifting you into a new season, one of restoration, abundance, and purpose. Claim it, believe it, live it. This message could save your life because it's a call to wake up. You've been asleep too long, lulled by the world's distractions, weighed down by its burdens. But God is shaking you awake. He's reminding you who you are, a chosen one, a light in the darkness, a force for good. Right now, as you listen, your spirit is stirring, your purpose is rising, your life is about to change in ways you never imagined. Don't miss this moment. The enemy thought they could stop you, but they forgot one thing. God is on your side. No force in heaven or earth can stand against His plan for you. Romans 8:31 says, "If God is for us, who can be against us? No one." Not the doubts in your mind, not the obstacles in your path, not the people who don't understand. You're unstoppable because God's power flows through you. Step into that truth. Let it guide you. Let it save you. Your life is a divine assignment. Every breath you take, every step you make, it's all part of God's plan. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out, to shine, to change the world. This message is your reminder that your life matters, your purpose matters, your calling matters. Don't let the world dim your light. Don't let fear steal your future. Grab hold of God's promise and run toward it with everything you've got. The world is full of noise, but God's voice cuts through it all. He's speaking to you now, saying, "I've got you. I've always had you." This message is your lifeline, pulling you out of the chaos and into His peace. It's a call to trust, to believe, to act. Your life isn't random, it's divine. Every moment, every struggle, every victory, it's all leading you to a future brighter than you can imagine. Keep listening, keep moving. Your life is worth saving. Every moment you choose faith over fear, you rewrite the story of your life. God's plan for you isn't a distant hope. It's a living, breathing reality unfolding right now. You've felt it, haven't you? That spark in your spirit, that quiet assurance that something greater is at work. It's not your imagination, it's God moving pieces into place, aligning your path with His purpose. The world may try to pull you back, but you're anchored in something stronger, His unshakable promise. Keep walking forward. Your life is being shaped for greatness. The enemy's tactics are predictable. They use chaos to cloud your vision, whispering lies that you're not ready, not worthy, not strong enough. But God's truth cuts through like a blade. You are ready because He's prepared you. You are worthy because He's chosen you. You are strong because His power flows through you. Think of Moses, standing before the Red Sea, pursued by an army, doubted by his people. He didn't have all the answers, but he had God's voice. And that was enough to part the waters. Your faith will part the seas in your life too. This message is your shield. It's a reminder that you're not fighting alone. The battles you face, whether financial, emotional, or spiritual, are not yours to carry solo. God is your strategist, your strength, your victory. When you feel overwhelmed, when the weight feels too heavy, lean into Him. Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. You're not shaking, you're standing. And every step you take in trust makes the enemy tremble. The world wants you to chase temporary fixes, money, status, validation, but God's calling you to something eternal. Your purpose isn't tied to what fades, it's tied to what lasts. Right now, He's planting seeds in your life that will grow into a legacy. That job you're in, it's not just a paycheck, it's a platform. That struggle you're facing, it's not just pain, it's preparation. Every moment is a building block for a future that reflects God's glory. Hit that like button to affirm you're ready for that future. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls building theirs. Your life is a canvas, and God is the artist. Every stroke, every joy, every sorrow has a purpose. The world might see your struggles as flaws, but God sees them as part of the masterpiece. Look at Job, who lost everything: family, wealth, health. Yet he never cursed God, and in the end, God restored him double. Your losses aren't the end of your story. They're the setup for a comeback that will leave the world in awe. Trust the artist. He's not finished with you yet. The enemy wants you to focus on what's behind you: regrets, failures, what could have been. But God's calling you to look ahead. Your future is brighter than your past, bigger than your pain. Isaiah 43:18-19 says, "Forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." That new thing is happening now. New doors, new strength, new purpose. You're not defined by what was, you're defined by what's coming. Step into it with boldness. Your life is being reborn. You've been tested, haven't you? Moments where you wondered if you'd make it, if God was still there. Those weren't random, they were refining fires. God was burning away what didn't belong, shaping you into someone who can carry His purpose. Think of Daniel in the lion's den. The world expected him to be devoured, but God shut the lions' mouths. Your lions, your fears, your doubts, your enemies are powerless because God is with you. Your survival is proof of His power. This message could save your life because it's a call to see yourself as God sees you. Not small, not broken, not defeated. You're a warrior, a light, a chosen one. The world may try to dim you, but God's light in you is unstoppable. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your life isn't just about you, it's about showing the world who God is. Shine. Don't hold back. The enemy's greatest fear is your awakening. When you realize who you are, their power crumbles. They've tried to keep you asleep, distracted by meaningless noise, social media, drama, fear. But God's voice is breaking through. He's saying, "Rise up, claim your place." Right now, you're stepping into a season of clarity. The fog is lifting. The path is clear. You're not wandering anymore. You're walking with purpose. Type 777 in the comments to declare you're awake and ready. Your life is a story of redemption. Every chapter, even the painful ones, points to God's grace. Think of Mary Magdalene, a woman the world rejected, yet Jesus saw her heart. He didn't just save her, He gave her a purpose. Your past doesn't disqualify you. It qualifies you. Your struggles have taught you compassion, resilience, faith. They've made you someone who can reach others, someone who can shine in places others can't. Your story isn't over, it's inspiring. The world will tell you to play it safe, to stay small, to avoid risks. But God's calling you to be bold. Your purpose isn't in comfort, it's in courage. Look at Noah, building an ark while the world laughed. He didn't listen to the mockers. He listened to God, and when the floods came, he was ready. Your ark is your faith, your obedience, your trust. Keep building, even when they laugh. God's preparing you for a future they can't imagine. This message is your anchor because it reminds you what's real. The world is full of illusions, temporary pleasures, false promises, empty goals. But God's truth is solid. It's the rock you stand on when everything else shakes. Psalm 18:2 says, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer." When life feels unsteady, when doubts creep in, come back to this truth. God has you. He's your foundation, your safety, your strength. The enemy wants you to feel isolated, like you're walking this path alone, but you're not. God's Spirit is in you, guiding you, lifting you, and thousands of chosen ones are with you, feeling the same call, fighting the same battles. When you comment, when you like, when you subscribe, you're linking arms with them. You're saying, "I'm part of this." You're not alone in your struggles or your victories. You're part of a divine movement, changing the world, one soul at a time. Your life has a rhythm, a divine beat that God set in motion before you were born. Every step you take, every choice you make, is part of His song. Sometimes it feels off-key moments of pain, loss, confusion, but those are just notes in a greater melody. Think of David, playing his harp in the wilderness, alone, before he was king. Those moments weren't wasted. They were preparation. Your wilderness moments are preparing you for your throne. The enemy's lies are clever, but God's truth is stronger. They'll tell you your dreams are too big, your past too heavy, your future too uncertain. But God says, "I've planned your future. I've forgiven your past. I've made your dreams possible." Jeremiah 29:11 says, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Hold on to that. It's your lifeline when the lies get loud. You're not just surviving, you're becoming. Every trial, every tear, every moment of doubt is shaping you into someone the world can't ignore. God's not building you to blend in, He's building you to stand out. Look at Ruth, a foreigner, a widow, with nothing to her name. Yet, her faithfulness led her to a legacy that changed history. Your faithfulness is changing yours. Keep showing up. Keep trusting. Your legacy is unfolding. This message could save your life because it's a call to remember your power. You're not a victim of circumstance. You're a vessel of God's purpose. The enemy wants you to forget that, to shrink, to settle. But God's reminding you to rise. Your life isn't random, it's divinely designed. Every moment, every struggle, every victory is part of His plan. Embrace it, live it. Let it guide you to the life you were born for. The world will try to box you in, to tell you who you can be, what you can do. But God's already broken the box. He's saying, "You're limitless because I'm limitless." Your potential isn't tied to your bank account, your job, or your past. It's tied to Him. Philippians 4:13 says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." That's not a slogan, it's a promise. You can do all things because God's strength is in you. Your enemies are watching, but they're powerless. Every plan they made to stop you is failing. Every word they spoke against you is falling flat. God's favor is your shield, and it's unbreakable. Think of Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls while enemies mocked and plotted. He didn't stop. He prayed, worked, and trusted God, and the walls went up. Your walls, your dreams, your purpose are going up too. Keep building. God's got your back. This message is your lifeline. Because it's a call to act. God's moving, but He's waiting for you to move too. Trust His timing. Step out in faith. Let go of what's holding you back. The life you're meant to live is waiting, and it's bigger than you've dreamed. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Start now. Your purpose is calling, and God's leading the way. Keep listening. Keep moving. Your life is worth it. The world moves fast, but God's timing is perfect. You've felt the rush, haven't you? The pressure to keep up, to prove yourself, to make things happen. But God's saying, slow down. I've got this. Your life isn't a race against time, it's a journey guided by His hand. Every delay, every pause, every moment you've waited has been preparation, not punishment. Look at Abraham, promised a son, but waiting years. When Isaac came, it wasn't just a child, it was a legacy. Your promises are coming, and they're bigger than you expect. The enemy wants you to doubt God's timing. They whisper that you're too late, that you've missed your chance. But God's clock doesn't tick like the world's. He's weaving a story that unfolds exactly when it should. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Your life is beautiful right now, even in the waiting. Every moment is a thread in the tapestry of your purpose. Trust the process. God's never late, and He's never wrong. Your heart carries dreams the world can't see. Maybe you've shared them, only to be met with skepticism or silence. But God sees them. He planted them. Those desires burning in you for healing, for impact, for abundance. They're not random. They're His blueprint for your life. Think of Hannah, praying for a child while others judged her. Her prayers weren't in vain. Samuel was born, and he changed a nation. Your dreams aren't in vain either. Keep praying. They're about to change the world. The enemy's strategy is to make you feel small. They point to your flaws, your setbacks, your fears. But God's pointing to your future. He's saying, I didn't choose you because you're perfect. I chose you because you're mine. Your weaknesses don't disqualify you. They qualify you for His grace. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Your flaws are where God's power shines brightest. This message is your lifeline because it reminds you to stand firm. The world will push you to conform, to shrink, to settle for less. But God's calling you to expand, to rise, to claim the life He's promised. You're not here to fit in, you're here to break through. Look at Gideon, a man hiding in fear, yet God called him a mighty warrior. He didn't feel mighty, but God's word made him mighty. God's word is making you mighty too. Believe it, live it. The battles you face aren't just obstacles, they're invitations. Every challenge is God asking, will you trust me? Every storm is a chance to see His power. Think of the disciples, caught in a raging sea, terrified they'd drown. Jesus was in the boat, sleeping, unshaken. When they woke Him, He calmed the storm with a word. Your storms are no match for Him either. He's in your boat, and He's speaking peace. Trust Him. The waves are about to still. The world will tell you success is measured by what you have: money, titles, followers. But God measures it by who you're becoming. Are you growing in faith? Are you walking in love? Are you trusting His plan? That's the real success. Your life isn't about accumulating, it's about transforming. Romans 12:2 says, Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your transformation is your greatest achievement. The enemy wants you to compare yourself to others, to feel like you're falling behind. But your race isn't their race. God's given you a unique path, tailored to your purpose. Think of John the Baptist, living in the wilderness, eating locusts, wearing camel hair. He didn't look like the world's idea of a prophet, but he prepared the way for Jesus. Your life might not look like anyone else's, but it's exactly what God designed. Run your race. It's leading somewhere great. This message could save your life because it's a call to see the bigger picture. You're not stuck. You're not failing. You're in process. Every step, every struggle, every moment of faith is building something eternal. God's not just fixing your problems, He's building your destiny. Look at the Israelites, wandering 40 years in the desert. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation for the promised land. Your desert is leading you to your promise. Keep walking. The world loves to label you by your job, your past, your mistakes. But God's label is the only one that matters. Chosen, loved, redeemed. You're not defined by what the world sees. You're defined by what God says. Ephesians 2:10 says, "We are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." You're His creation, built for a purpose. Wear that label proudly. It's who you are. The enemy's greatest trick is making you feel powerless. They want you to believe your choices don't matter, that your life is just a series of random events. But every choice you make, every prayer, every act of faith, every moment of courage shifts the spiritual realm. You're not powerless. You're a force. Think of Elijah, praying for rain after years of drought. One man's prayer changed the heavens. Your prayers are changing things too. Keep speaking. Heaven is listening. This message is your lifeline because it pulls you out of the ordinary and into the divine. The world wants you to settle for a small life, but God's calling you to a big one. Your purpose isn't just to survive, it's to impact, to heal, to build. Look at Paul, shipwrecked, imprisoned, beaten, yet he spread the gospel to nations. His hardships didn't stop him, they fueled him. Your hardships are fuel too. They're pushing you toward a purpose that changes everything. The world will try to drown out God's voice with noise, bills, deadlines, drama. But His voice is clearer, stronger, closer. He's speaking to you now, saying, "I see you, I know you, I'm with you." Tune into that voice. Let it guide you. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." In the stillness, you'll hear Him. In the quiet, you'll find your strength. Take a moment today to listen. It will change your perspective. The enemy wants you to carry burdens that aren't yours. Guilt, shame, fear of failure. But God's saying, "Give them to me." Your shoulders weren't made for that weight. They were made to carry His glory. Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Lay down what's heavy. Pick up His peace. It's not just relief, it's freedom. You're not meant to carry the world. You're meant to change it. Your life is a seed, planted by God in the soil of this world. The struggles you face are the pressure, the water, the sun, helping you grow. You're not buried, you're planted. Think of Jesus, who said in John 12:24, "Unless a kernel of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds." Your trials are producing something greater, a harvest of purpose, impact, and legacy. Keep growing. Your time is coming. The world will try to pull you into its chaos, but God's pulling you into His order. Your life isn't random. Every moment is part of His design, even when it feels messy. He's working. Look at Joseph's brothers, who sold him into slavery out of jealousy. What they meant for harm, God used for good. Genesis 50:20 says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." Your setbacks are being turned into setups. Trust God's plan. It's bigger than you see. The enemy wants you to believe your story is over, that your best days are behind you. But God's saying, your best days are ahead. You're not at the end, you're at a turning point. Every chapter so far has been preparation for what's next. Think of Sarah, who laughed when God promised her a son in her old age. Yet she gave birth to Isaac. Your laughter at what seems impossible is about to turn into joy. God's promises don't expire. They're coming. This message could save your life because it's a call to shift your focus. Stop looking at what's wrong and start looking at what's possible. The world wants you stuck on problems, but God wants you focused on promises. Philippians 4:8 says, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, think about such things." Fill your mind with God's truth. It's the lens that shows you the life you're meant to live. Change your focus, and you'll change your future. The world will try to define your worth by what you do, what you have, who you know. But God defines it by who you are, His child, His chosen, His beloved. You don't need to prove yourself to Him. He already knows your value. Zephaniah 3:17 says, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you." You're not fighting for His approval. You already have it. Live from that truth. It changes everything. The enemy's plan is to keep you busy, distracted, running on empty. But God's plan is to fill you with peace, with purpose, with power. You're not meant to burn out. You're meant to burn bright. Think of the burning bush, blazing but never consumed. That's you. God's fire is in you, and it won't destroy you, it will sustain you. Exodus 3:2 says the bush burned but wasn't consumed. Your light burns bright, and nothing can put it out. Keep shining. The world needs it. Your life is a divine mission, not a random string of events. Every choice, every challenge, every quiet moment is part of God's strategy to shape you into a force of light. The world may see chaos, but God sees order. He's crafting a story where every detail matters. Think of Esther, an orphan girl who became a queen. Her life looked ordinary until God revealed His purpose. Your ordinary moments are hiding extraordinary purpose. Trust Him to reveal it. The enemy wants you to feel trapped, like your circumstances define your future. But God's saying, "I've already set you free." Your situation isn't your destiny, it's your training ground. John 8:36 says, "If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed." You're not bound by lack, fear, or failure. You're free to rise, to dream, to build. The chains you feel are breaking. Step forward. God's freedom is your birthright. The world will push you to hurry, to force outcomes, to control everything. But God's teaching you to wait with purpose. Waiting isn't weakness, it's strength. It's trusting that His plan is unfolding even when you can't see it. Look at Simeon, who waited years to see the Messiah. When the moment came, he held Jesus in his arms. Your waiting is leading you to a moment that will change everything. Be patient. God's preparing something big. The enemy thrives on confusion, making you question your path, your worth, your calling. But God brings clarity. He's not the author of chaos, He's the author of peace. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says, God is not a God of disorder, but of peace. When your mind feels clouded, when decisions seem impossible, turn to Him. He's already lighting the way. Take a deep breath, listen for His voice, and watch the fog lift. Your life is a testimony, even when you don't see it. The way you keep going, the way you choose faith over despair, it's speaking louder than words. People are watching, inspired by your resilience. Think of Rahab, a woman with a past, who chose to trust God. Her faith saved her family and secured her place in history. Your faith is saving lives too, maybe not in ways you see yet, but in ways God is orchestrating. The world will try to drown your dreams in doubt, telling you they're too big, too unrealistic. But God's saying, I gave you those dreams. They're not fantasies, they're His vision for your life. Habakkuk 2-3 says, the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Your dreams have an appointed time. They're not delayed, they're destined. Keep nurturing them. God's bringing them to life. The enemy wants you to carry guilt for your past, to feel unworthy of God's promises. But God's saying, I've forgiven you. Your mistakes don't cancel His plan. They're part of it. Look at Paul, who persecuted Christians before becoming an apostle. His past didn't disqualify him. It prepared him to reach others. Your past is preparing you too. Let go of shame. Step into grace. God's using every part of your story. This message could save your life because it's a call to reclaim your vision. The world wants you to focus on what's broken, but God wants you to see what's possible. Your eyes aren't just for seeing, they're for dreaming. Proverbs 29-18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. God's giving you a vision of abundance, healing, and purpose. Hold on to it. Let it guide you. It's the map to your future. The world will tell you to fight for control, to grip every outcome tightly. But God's teaching you to release. Control is an illusion, trust is your power. When you let go, you make room for His miracles. Think of the boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. He didn't cling to his small offering, he gave it to Jesus, and thousands were fed. Your small steps of faith will feed thousands too. Release what's in your hands, God will multiply it. The enemy wants you to believe your pain is permanent, that your struggles define you. But God's saying, I'm turning your pain into purpose. Every tear you've cried is a seed planted for a harvest of joy. Psalm 30-5 says, weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning. Your morning is coming. The pain you feel now is giving birth to strength you'll carry forever. Keep going. Joy is on its way. Your life is a beacon, shining even in the darkest moments. The world may not see it, but God does. Your quiet faith, your refusal to give up, it's lighting up places you can't imagine. Think of the woman at the well, shunned by her community, yet Jesus chose her to spread His message. Your life, like hers, is a vessel for God's truth. You're reaching people you don't even know. Keep shining. Your light is changing lives. The world will try to make you feel ordinary, like you're just another person in the crowd. But God's saying, you're mine. You're set apart. You're not meant to blend in. You're meant to stand out. 1 Peter 2-9 says, you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. Your royalty, not because of what you've done, but because of who He is. Walk like it. Live like it. Your life is extraordinary. The enemy wants you to focus on what you lack: money, time, connections. But God's saying, I'm your provision. He's not limited by what you don't have. He's working with what He's given you. Look at David's sling and stones, simple tools that defeated a giant. Your simple faith, your small steps, your quiet prayers, they're enough. God's turning your little into much. Trust Him. He's already providing. This message is your lifeline because it's a call to remember your calling. You're not here by accident. God placed you in this moment, in this world, for a reason. Your life has a purpose that echoes beyond what you see. Think of Jeremiah, called before he was born to speak God's truth. Your calling was set before you took your first breath. Embrace it, live it. The world needs what only you can bring. The world will try to pull you into its rhythm, its rush, its chaos. But God's inviting you into His peace. His rhythm is steady, unshaken, eternal. When you align with Him, everything changes. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." Your peace isn't found in perfect circumstances, it's found in trusting Him. Step into His rhythm, let it steady your soul. The enemy wants you to believe your story is small, that your life doesn't matter. But God's writing a story that's bigger than you can imagine. Every moment is a chapter, every choice a plot twist. Look at Ruth, who chose loyalty over safety. Her small decision led to a legacy that birthed kings. Your choices matter. They're shaping a story that will inspire generations. Choose wisely. God's pen is still writing. Your life is a battlefield, but the victory is already won. The enemy may roar, but God's power in you is greater. 1 John 4:4 says, "The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world." You're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from it. Every step you take in faith is a declaration of God's triumph. Keep moving. The enemy's already defeated. The world will try to make you feel like you're running out of time, like you're too old, too young, too late. But God's saying, your time is now. His plans don't follow the world's calendar. Think of Caleb, 85 years old, claiming his mountain. Age didn't stop him. Circumstances didn't stop him. God's promise did. Your promise is alive, no matter where you are in life. Claim your mountain. It's yours. This message could save your life because it's a call to see your worth. The world may overlook you, but God never does. He sees every tear, every prayer, every moment you chose to keep going. Psalm 139:16 says, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book." Your life is written in His book. Every day is purposeful. Live it boldly. You're worth it. The enemy wants you to believe your struggles are your identity, that you're defined by what you've lost. But God's saying, you're defined by what I've given you. Your identity isn't in your pain, it's in His promise. Look at the prodigal son who thought he'd lost everything. Yet his father ran to him, restored him, celebrated him. God's running to you now, ready to restore. Step into His embrace. Your identity is waiting. Your life is a gift, not just to you, but to the world. The way you love, the way you persevere, the way you trust God, it's changing things. Think of the Good Samaritan who stopped to help a stranger. His small act of kindness became a story told for centuries. Your small acts matter too. They're ripples in God's ocean, touching lives you may never see. Keep giving. Your gift is powerful. Your life is a flame, kindled by God's breath. The world may try to smother it with doubt, fear, or distraction, but His fire in you cannot be quenched. Every trial you face is fuel. making your light burn brighter. Think of John the Baptist, a voice crying in the wilderness, unshaken by the world's rejection. His flame drew people to truth, even when it cost him everything. Your flame is drawing others too. Keep burning. The world needs your light. The enemy wants you to believe your efforts are wasted, that your prayers vanish into the void. But God's saying, I hear every word. Your prayers are seeds planted in eternity, growing into answers you can't yet see. Look at Daniel, praying 3 times a day, even under threat of death. His faithfulness moved heaven, and angels fought for him. Your faithfulness is moving heaven too. Keep praying. Angels are fighting for you. The world will push you to chase fleeting pleasures, money, fame, approval. But God's calling you to chase what lasts, His purpose, His peace, His presence. True joy isn't in what you gain, it's in who you become. Philippians 4:11 says, I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. Contentment isn't settling, it's trusting God's enough. Your life isn't about what you lack. It's about what He's building in you. The enemy wants you to feel stuck, like you're circling the same mountain forever. But God's saying, I'm moving you forward. Every step, even the small ones, is progress. Think of the Israelites, circling Jericho's walls in silence for 6 days. It felt pointless until the 7th day, when the walls fell. Your circles aren't pointless. God's preparing a breakthrough. Keep walking. The walls are about to crumble. Your life is a tapestry, woven with threads of faith, struggle, and grace. The world may see loose ends, but God sees a masterpiece. Every moment of pain, every act of courage, every choice to trust Him, it's all part of the design. Look at Joseph, betrayed, sold, imprisoned. His life looked broken, but God wove it into a story of salvation. Your story is being woven too. Trust the weaver. It's more beautiful than you know. The world will try to make you feel invisible, like your life doesn't matter. But God's saying, I see you. Your quiet moments, your unseen sacrifices, your hidden tears, He treasures them all. Psalm 56:8 says, You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Nothing you do is wasted. Every moment is seen, valued, stored in His heart. Live boldly. You're never invisible to Him. The enemy wants you to believe your dreams are impossible, that they're too big for your reality. But God's saying, I'm bigger than your reality. Your dreams aren't limits, they're invitations to trust Him. Think of Abraham, called to a land he didn't know. He left everything on a promise. Your dreams are God's promises in disguise. Step toward them. He's already preparing the land you're meant to inherit. This message could save your life because it's a call to stand in your truth. The world wants you to shrink, to doubt, to hide. But God's saying, rise, be you. Your uniqueness is your power. Look at David, a shepherd boy who didn't fit the warrior mold, yet his faith toppled Goliath. Your faith will topple giants too. Embrace who you are. God made you for this moment. Hit that like button to claim your power. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls standing in theirs. Your life is a riverbed, carved by God's hand. The world may see dry seasons, but He sees a channel ready for His flow. Every trial has deepened you, making room for His abundance. Think of Elisha, standing by the Jordan with Elijah's mantle. He struck the water, and it parted. Your dry seasons are about to flood with God's provision. Strike the water with faith. The river is coming. The world will try to define your limits by your past, your resources, your status. But God's saying, I set your boundaries. His plans for you stretch beyond what you can see. Psalm 16:6 says, "The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places." Your life isn't confined by the world's rules. It's defined by God's promises. Step beyond the limits. Your pleasant places are waiting. The enemy wants you to feel defeated, like your battles are too big to win. But God's saying, I've already won. Your fight isn't about strength, it's about surrender. When you give the battle to Him, victory follows. Look at Jehoshaphat. Facing an army he couldn't defeat, he prayed, and God fought for him. 2 Chronicles 20:15 says, "The battle is not yours, but God's. Give Him your battles. He's fighting for you." Your life is a seedbed where God's planting dreams, purpose, and impact. The world may see barren ground, but He sees a harvest. Every act of faith, every moment of trust, it's a seed sprouting roots. Think of the mustard seed, small but mighty, growing into a tree. Matthew 13:31-32 says, "It becomes a shelter for others." Your small acts of faith are growing into something massive. Keep planting. Your harvest will shelter many. The world will try to make you feel like you're running out of chances, like your mistakes have used up God's grace. But God's saying, "My grace is endless. His mercy doesn't run dry." Lamentations 3:22-23 says, "His compassions never fail. They are new every morning." Your past doesn't limit His love. Every day is a fresh start. Step into His mercy. It's waiting to carry you forward. The enemy wants you to believe your pain has no purpose, that it's just suffering. But God's saying, "I'm using it all." Your pain is raw material for His glory. Look at Job, who lost everything yet held on to faith. His pain became a stage for God's power. Your pain is a stage too. It's not wasted, it's working. Trust Him. He's turning your suffering into something eternal. Your life is a compass, pointing to God's truth. The world may spin you in circles, but He keeps you aligned. Every choice to follow Him, every moment of faith, it's recalibrating your direction. Think of the Magi, following a star to find Jesus. They didn't know the full path, but they followed the light. Your life is following a light too. Stay focused on Him. He's guiding you to greatness. The world will try to make you feel like you're fighting alone, that no one sees your struggle. But God's saying, "I'm your ally." He's not just watching, He's in the trenches with you. Hebrews 13:5 says, "Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you." You're not alone, even in your darkest moments. He's closer than you know, fighting battles you can't see. Lean on Him. He's your strength. The enemy wants you to believe your story is ordinary, that it's just another life in the crowd. But God's saying, "Your story is mine." He's writing a narrative that echoes through eternity. Look at Mary, a young girl chosen to carry the Savior. Her ordinary life became extraordinary because God chose her. Your life is extraordinary too. Embrace His call. Your story is changing the world. Your life is a flame in the darkness, and God's the one who lit it. The world may try to blow it out, but His breath keeps it burning. Every act of faith fans the flame, making it stronger. Think of the early disciples, hiding in fear after Jesus' death. Yet the Holy Spirit came like fire, and they changed the world. Your fire is burning too. Let it blaze. The world needs its warmth. The world will try to make you feel like your efforts are small, like they don't count. But God's saying, "I see everyone." Your prayers, your kindness, your perseverance, they're building something eternal. Zechariah 4:10 says, Who dares despise the day of small things? Your small things are huge in God's eyes. They're the foundation of your destiny. Keep building. He's multiplying every effort. The enemy wants you to believe your life is a cycle of failure, that you'll never break free. But God's saying, I'm breaking the cycle. Your patterns of pain, doubt, or struggle, they're ending. Revelation 21:5 says, I am making everything new. Your life is being renewed right now. Old cycles are fading. New paths are opening. Step into the new. God's making a way where there was none. Your life is a divine blueprint drawn by God's hand before time began. The world may try to scribble over it with chaos, doubt, or distraction, but His design remains flawless. Every moment you've lived, every choice you've made, fits into His plan. Think of Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem's walls despite opposition. Each brick he laid was part of God's vision. Your life's bricks, your faith, your resilience are building something eternal. Keep laying them. His blueprint is unfolding. The enemy wants you to believe your struggles are pointless, that they're just pain without purpose. But God's saying, I'm using every moment. Your trials are chisels, shaping you into His masterpiece. Look at Jacob, who wrestled with God and emerged with a new name, Israel. His struggle didn't break him, it defined him. Your struggles are defining you too, carving strength and purpose into your soul. Embrace them. They're crafting a legacy. The world will try to pull you into its shallow waters, chasing trends, status, or fleeting approval. But God's calling you to deeper currents, where purpose flows. Your life isn't meant for surface living, it's meant for depth. Psalm 42:7 says, Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls. God's calling you to a life of meaning, impact, and truth. Dive in. The deep is where you'll find your calling. The enemy wants you to feel like your time is running out, that you've missed your moment. But God's saying, your season is now. His timing doesn't follow the world's clock. Think of Elizabeth, bearing John the Baptist in her old age. The world saw her as past her prime, but God saw her as perfectly timed. Your season isn't over, it's starting. Trust His schedule. Your moment is here. Your life is a melody, played on strings only God can tune. The world may hear noise, but He hears harmony. Every high note of joy, every low note of pain, it's all part of His song. Look at David, whose psalms turned anguish into worship. His cries became anthems for generations. Your life's melody is being played too. Sing through the pain. Your song is reaching hearts you'll never know. The world will try to make you feel like you're just surviving, scraping by, barely holding on. But God's saying, you're thriving. Your life isn't about getting through, it's about growing through. Philippians 1:6 says, He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. You're not stuck. You're in progress, being shaped for greatness. Keep growing. God's work in you is unstoppable. The enemy wants you to believe your voice is too small, that your words don't matter. But God's saying, speak. I'm amplifying you. Your words carry His power, shifting atmospheres, planting hope. Think of Ezekiel, speaking to dry bones until they lived. His voice brought life where there was none. Your voice brings life too. Speak truth, speak faith, speak love. The world is listening, even when you don't see it. Your life is a lighthouse, standing firm against crashing waves. The world may try to erode your foundation, but God's made it unshakable. Your light guides others, even when you feel unseen. Look at Anna, the prophetess, who waited decades in the temple for the Messiah. Her quiet faith shone brightly, heralding Jesus' arrival. Your quiet faith is shining too. Stand tall. Your light is saving lives. The world will try to make you feel like you're carrying too much burdens, expectations, fears. But God's saying, "Give it to me." Your shoulders were made for his yoke, not the world's weight. Matthew 11:30 says, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." Lay down what's heavy. Pick up his strength. You're not meant to carry the world, you're meant to change it with his power. The enemy wants you to believe your past mistakes define your future. But God's saying, "I've redeemed you." Your story isn't written in your failures, it's written in his grace. Think of Peter, who denied Jesus yet became the rock of the church. His past didn't limit him, it launched him. Your past isn't limiting you either. It's launching you into purpose. Step forward. Grace is carrying you. Your life is a canvas, and God's painting a story of redemption. The world may see smudges, but he sees art. Every brush stroke, your joys, your sorrows, is part of his design. Look at Mary Magdalene, transformed from outcast to disciple. Her life became a canvas of God's love. Yours is too. Let him paint. The world will see his glory in every color of your story. The world will try to make you feel like you're alone, like no one understands your path. But God's saying, "I'm with you always. You're never abandoned, never forgotten." Hebrews 13:5 says, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." Even in your quiet moments, he's there, guiding, comforting, strengthening. Lean into his presence. It's your anchor in every storm. The enemy wants you to believe your dreams are too big, that they'll never come to pass. But God's saying, "I gave you those dreams." They're not fantasies, they're his promises in seed form. Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, "Write down the revelation, though it linger, wait for it, it will certainly come." Your dreams are coming. Write them down, pray over them. God's bringing them to life. Your life is a fortress, built by God's strength. The world may try to breach it with fear or doubt, but his walls hold firm. Every attack only proves your resilience. Think of Noah building the ark while the world mocked. His obedience built a fortress that saved his family. Your obedience is building something too. Keep building. Your fortress will stand when the floods come. The world will try to make you feel like your efforts are unseen, like they don't count. But God's saying, "I see everything." Your small acts of faith, your quiet prayers, your persistence, they're treasures in his eyes. Matthew 6:4 says, "Your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you." Your unseen moments are seen by him. Keep going. Your reward is coming. The enemy wants you to believe your pain is your end, that it's all you'll ever know. But God's saying, "I'm turning it into power." Your pain is raw material for his miracles. Look at Job, who lost everything yet gained double. His pain wasn't the end, it was the beginning of restoration. Your pain is a beginning too. Trust him. He's turning your losses into gains. Your life is a journey, and God's your guide. The world may try to detour you with distractions or dead ends, but he knows the way. Every step is leading you closer to his purpose. Think of the Israelites, led by a pillar of fire through the desert. Their path wasn't easy, but it was divine. Your path is divine too. Follow his light. It's leading you home. The world will try to make you feel like you're fighting for scraps, that abundance is for others. But God's saying, "I've prepared a feast." Your life isn't about lack, it's about overflow. John 10:10 says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. You're not scraping by, you're stepping into abundance. Claim it. Believe it. God's table is set for you. The enemy wants you to believe your story is over, that your best days are gone. But God's saying, your story's just beginning. Every ending is a setup for a new start. Look at Lazarus, dead 4 days, yet Jesus called him out. What's dead in your life? Dreams, hope, relationships God can revive. Call on him. Your resurrection is closer than you think. Your life is a mirror reflecting God's glory. The world may try to cloud it with lies or doubt, but his truth shines through. Every act of faith, every moment of trust, it's polishing the mirror, making his light clearer. Think of Moses, whose face glowed after meeting God. Your life glows too, reflecting his presence. Keep reflecting. The world sees him through you. The world will try to make you feel like you're carrying too much, that you'll collapse under the weight. But God's saying, my strength is enough. You're not carrying alone, he's lifting with you. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, my power is made perfect in weakness. Your weakness is where his strength shines. Lean into it. You're stronger than you know because he's in you. Look at Mary, a young girl chosen to carry the Savior. Her ordinary life became extraordinary because God chose her. Your life is extraordinary too. Embrace his call. Your story is changing the world. Your life is a flame in the darkness, and God's the one who lit it. The world may try to blow it out, but his breath keeps it burning. Every act of faith fans the flame, making it stronger. Think of the early disciples, hiding in fear after Jesus' death. Yet the Holy Spirit came like fire, and they changed the world. Your fire is burning too. Let it blaze. The world needs its warmth. The world will try to make you feel like your efforts are small, like they don't count. But God's saying, I see everyone. Your prayers, your kindness, your perseverance, they're building something eternal. Zechariah 4:10 says, who dares despise the day of small things? Your small things are huge in God's eyes. They're the foundation of your destiny. Keep building. He's multiplying every effort. The enemy wants you to believe your life is a cycle of failure, that you'll never break free. But God's saying, I'm breaking the cycle. Your patterns of pain, doubt, or struggle, they're ending. Revelation 21:5 says, I am making everything new. Your life is being renewed right now. Old cycles are fading. New paths are opening. Step into the new. God's making a way where there was none. Your life is a divine blueprint drawn by God's hand before time began. The world may try to scribble over it with chaos, doubt, or distraction, but his design remains flawless. Every moment you've lived, every choice you've made, fits into his plan. Think of Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem's walls despite opposition. Each brick he laid was part of God's vision. Your life's bricks, your faith, your resilience are building something eternal. Keep laying them. His blueprint is unfolding. The enemy wants you to believe your struggles are pointless, that they're just pain without purpose. But God's saying, I'm using every moment. Your trials are chisels, shaping you into his masterpiece. Look at Jacob, who wrestled with God and emerged with a new name, Israel. His struggle didn't break him, it defined him. Your struggles are defining you too, carving strength and purpose into your soul. Embrace them. They're crafting a legacy. The world will try to pull you into its shallow waters, chasing trends, status, or fleeting approval. But God's calling you to deeper currents, where purpose flows. Your life isn't meant for surface living. it's meant for depth. Psalm 42:7 says, "Deep calls to deep in the roar of your waterfalls." God's calling you to a life of meaning, impact, and truth. Dive in. The deep is where you'll find your calling. The enemy wants you to feel like your time is running out, that you've missed your moment, but God's saying your season is now. His timing doesn't follow the world's clock. Think of Elizabeth, bearing John the Baptist in her old age. The world saw her as past her prime, but God saw her as perfectly timed. Your season isn't over, it's starting. Trust His schedule. Your moment is here. Your life is a melody, played on strings only God can tune. The world may hear noise, but He hears harmony. Every high note of joy, every low note of pain. It's all part of His song. Look at David, whose psalms turned anguish into worship. His cries became anthems for generations. Your life's melody is being played too. Sing through the pain. Your song is reaching hearts you'll never know. The world will try to make you feel like you're just surviving, scraping by, barely holding on. But God's saying, you're thriving. Your life isn't about getting through, it's about growing through. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." You're not stuck. You're in progress, being shaped for greatness. Keep growing. God's work in you is unstoppable. The enemy wants you to believe your voice is too small, that your words don't matter. But God's saying, speak. I'm amplifying you. Your words carry His power, shifting atmospheres, planting hope. Think of Ezekiel, speaking to dry bones until they lived. His voice brought life where there was none. Your voice brings life too. Speak truth, speak faith, speak love. The world is listening, even when you don't see it. Your life is a lighthouse, standing firm against crashing waves. The world may try to erode your foundation, but God's made it unshakable. Your light guides others, even when you feel unseen. Look at Anna, the prophetess, who waited decades in the temple for the Messiah. Her quiet faith shone brightly, heralding Jesus' arrival. Your quiet faith is shining too. Stand tall. Your light is saving lives. The world will try to make you feel like you're carrying too much burdens, expectations, fears. But God's saying, give it to me. Your shoulders were made for His yoke, not the world's weight. Matthew 11:30 says, "My yoke is easy and my burden is light." Lay down what's heavy. Pick up His strength. You're not meant to carry the world, you're meant to change it with His power. The enemy wants you to believe your past mistakes define your future. But God's saying, I've redeemed you. Your story isn't written in your failures, it's written in His grace. Think of Peter, who denied Jesus yet became the rock of the church. His past didn't limit him, it launched him. Your past isn't limiting you either. It's launching you into purpose. Step forward. Grace is carrying you. Your life is a canvas, and God's painting a story of redemption. The world may see smudges, but He sees art. Every brush stroke, your joys, your sorrows, is part of His design. Look at Mary Magdalene, transformed from outcast to disciple. Her life became a canvas of God's love. Yours is too. Let Him paint. The world will see His glory in every color of your story. The world will try to make you feel like you're alone, like no one understands your path. But God's saying, I'm with you always. You're never abandoned, never forgotten. Hebrews 13:5 says, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Even in your quiet moments, He's there, guiding, comforting, strengthening. Lean into his presence. It's your anchor in every storm. The enemy wants you to believe your dreams are too big, that they'll never come to pass. But God's saying, I gave you those dreams. They're not fantasies, they're his promises in seed form. Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, write down the revelation, though it linger, wait for it, it will certainly come. Your dreams are coming. Write them down. Pray over them. God's bringing them to life. Your life is a fortress built by God's strength. The world may try to breach it with fear or doubt, but his walls hold firm. Every attack only proves your resilience. Think of Noah building the ark while the world mocked. His obedience built a fortress that saved his family. Your obedience is building something too. Keep building. Your fortress will stand when the floods come. The world will try to make you feel like your efforts are unseen, like they don't count. But God's saying, I see everything. Your small acts of faith, your quiet prayers, your persistence, they're treasures in his eyes. Matthew 6:4 says, your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Your unseen moments are seen by him. Keep going. Your reward is coming. The enemy wants you to believe your pain is your end, that it's all you'll ever know. But God's saying, I'm turning it into power. Your pain is raw material for his miracles. Look at Job, who lost everything yet gained double. His pain wasn't the end, it was the beginning of restoration. Your pain is a beginning too. Trust him. He's turning your losses into gains. Your life is a journey, and God's your guide. The world may try to detour you with distractions or dead ends, but he knows the way. Every step is leading you closer to his purpose. Think of the Israelites, led by a pillar of fire through the desert. Their path wasn't easy, but it was divine. Your path is divine too. Follow his light. It's leading you home. The world will try to make you feel like you're fighting for scraps, that abundance is for others. But God's saying, I've prepared a feast. Your life isn't about lack, it's about overflow. John 10:10 says, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. You're not scraping by, you're stepping into abundance. Claim it. Believe it. God's table is set for you. The enemy wants you to believe your story is over, that your best days are gone. But God's saying, your story's just beginning. Every ending is a setup for a new start. Look at Lazarus, dead 4 days, yet Jesus called him out. What's dead in your life? Dreams, hope, relationships God can revive. Call on him. Your resurrection is closer than you think. Your life is a mirror reflecting God's glory. The world may try to cloud it with lies or doubt, but his truth shines through. Every act of faith, every moment of trust, it's polishing the mirror, making his light clearer. Think of Moses, whose face glowed after meeting God. Your life glows too, reflecting his presence. Keep reflecting. The world sees him through you. The world will try to make you feel like you're carrying too much, that you'll collapse under the weight. But God's saying, my strength is enough. You're not carrying alone, he's lifting with you. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, my power is made perfect in weakness. Your weakness is where his strength shines. Lean into it. You're stronger than you know because he's in you.